Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that, man. Welcome back to Chelsea News, friends. The daily series, every single day, here on the channel, where I reflect on what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion, more importantly, asking for yours. Chelsea's official statement is done, mate. It's done. It's done. The sale is done. One more time. It's done. It's completed. It's finished. C'est complet. It's done. Collective sigh of relief. We'll read that short statement from Chelsea Football Club, and we're going to talk about Perisic, we're going to talk about the Athletic report about N'Golo Kante, and we're going to look at the new kit leak from Footy Headlines. It's going to be a great episode today here in the studio, so thank you for joining me, and thank you for liking the video, dear sweet viewer. It's very kind of you. Click. You did it just then. Thank you very much. You're all welcome to subscribe, of course, should you choose to do so. Make sure you hit that bell because, like I said, there's daily videos, sometimes more than once, and you want to be notified when it happens because the nature of this content is so fleeting. Things are happening very quickly. You want to be on the pulse. On the pulse? Up to date, you know what I mean. So yeah, make sure the bell's switched on. We will look at the kit. We'll talk about Perisic, who's apparently off to Tottenham now. They've swooped in front of Chelsea and Juventus to buy him from Inter, and that is obviously the most Jose Mourinho situation. Not Jose Mourinho? Why am I saying that? I've been looking at Mourinho. Antonio Conte situation you can imagine. Should we have a look at the kit? Let's just read the statement first from Chelsea Football Club. This is an official statement from the website. It's very short. From this morning, I believe. The following statement has been published. Chelsea Football Club can confirm the final and definitive agreement was entered into last night to sell the club to the Todd Boehly / Clearlake Capital Consortium. It is expected that the transaction will be completed on Monday. The club will update further at that time. So after the weekend, big announcement. Oh, this is an announcement saying it's official. Todd Boehly owns Chelsea Football Club. Todd Boehly, Clearlake Capital. They own Chelsea Football Club. The sale is complete. Collective sigh of relief. Together, friends. I'm not going to say any more on that for the moment. We've spoken at length regarding the sale of Chelsea Football Club, the takeover, what Todd Boehly will bring, and it's positive, and I'm excited, and I look forward to more media press release, an announcement, interview with Todd Boehly, which will be really informative and insightful, hopefully, if not just a complete PR exercise, but he'll have to state his intentions for Chelsea moving forward, so we can react to that accordingly, but that is great news. Let's move on to some more, I'll say juicy stuff. Nothing's juicier than this, but, more informative stuff, because this is just, a notification. Let's look at the kit. You ready? Bang! Brighton. No, it's just that colour, really, isn't it? People will like how it is a dark Chelsea blue. People will like how it is not perhaps got loads of patterns on it. People will like perhaps that it's even got a collar. Though I imagine a lot of people will not like the actual collar. The fact how it looks kind of seaside-y, swimming pool-y. Look at that. What is that? Someone told me maybe it's the Chelsea lion split up around it. I don't think that's noticeable. I don't think it looks good. But the kit's alright. I like the button. I like how it's a button shirt with a single button. And I like the blue and simpler. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those kits that looks better on the players, hopefully. So, let me know what you think. There was a picture of behind it as well on the Footy Headlines, but, you can imagine what that looks like. You know what I mean? You don't need me to show you. And here's the back of the blue shirt. Alright, let's talk about Ivan Perisic. So he had reportedly agreed terms, or the reports were that he was he'd agreed with Chelsea. He was waiting to hear back from other clubs. Certainly Chelsea are very, very interested in down there. Multiple reports from big, reputable sources. Of course, we reflected on it here in the channel. And apparently not going to Chelsea, apparently not going to Juventus, apparently not staying at Inter, but going to Tottenham Hotspur. Antonio Conte's Tottenham Hotspur. Let's just read Romano's update from yesterday. Tottenham are closing in on Ivan Perisic deal. Works since Monday. Perisic wants to anticipate the final green light as he's now ready to accept a 2-year deal. Croatian winger is really one step away from Spurs. Just waiting to the communication with Inter. Let's talk about this. So what's the situation here? Tottenham have recently got £150 million extra to really boost their chances under manager Antonio Conte, which, by the way, as a Chelsea fan, as other fans should and is and should be frightening for us. Conte is a world-class domestic manager with now good players and allowed to build his team. He'll get more players too. Perisic probably A, chose Tottenham because of Antonio Conte, and B, chose Tottenham because he'll probably be a starting wing-back. Will he start a left wing-back, and then was it Sessegnon and Doherty on the right, and will he start left wing-back? I can't think of who else. So he probably will think, well, I can go and immediately start and challenge at the top of the Premier League under Antonio Conte. I think, did Antonio Conte bring him to Inter? Can't remember. You can't really compete with that. If he came to Chelsea, it would be like, you don't know the manager in Thomas Tuchel. And you will, make no bones about it, mate. You're going to be behind Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell, dropped a masterclass in the Champions League final last season and we won. And that's the kind, and he's young and he's right in the slot. He's like 25, isn't he, Chilwell? So you're not, he's in his, you don't unsettle him. You're coming in as a rotational wing-back figure. Now, obviously, this is frustrating. It probably seemed like quite appealing in a rebuild to have a versatile backup, sort of good dynamic option like Perisic, who's got a goal in him. It's a bit more of a we're going to need characters in this rebuild to ensure Chelsea aren't soft, basically. And, you need a little bit of that stern stuff moving forward. Probably would have been quite a good. I was, probably quite interested in it. But despite that, it's not the end of the world, is it? You don't really feel like many of you won't care. Many of you will be indifferent. Many of you will probably be happy and didn't fancy it. And even the ones that wanted him will probably be like, it's not the end of the world. You're not losing out on a superstar. You're losing out on a very good player that would have been useful. But, it's not really the end of the world. So that is interesting. Sticking on the transfer stories at Cy Phillips Sport, I'm using to cite this here. Sources say Kante is expected to be made available for a reduced price due to his contract expiring in 12 months. And Thomas Tuchel's desire to freshen up the midfield. This is coming from The Athletic. Sai does go on and quote underneath it or replies to his own tweet. The only way this becomes true if Kante says he isn't going to sign a new extension. But even then, I'm told Thomas Tuchel wants Kante in his squad and to extend, so I don't buy that last bit at all. This is interesting because that kind of report from The Athletic, which is generally quite reputable, saying that, makes me think, so why was Thomas Tuchel coming out in a press conference at the end of the season saying N'Golo Kante is our Kylian Mbappe, he is our Neymar, he's our Van Dijk, he's our Kevin De Bruyne? What, was he just saying that for a hard sale? So like, if you buy him, you get a world-class player and you got to pay a few quid, you know what I mean, mate? No, I think he genuinely wants him. Remember when he came to Chelsea, Tuchel? He was like, I've been trying to sign Mbappe for years. I think for PSG. Now I finally can coach him. I don't think he'd coach Chelsea for 18 months and then be like, bye. I think collectively we'd all agree and accept. And Kante has been off the pace and he's been very, very poor at times this season. Though he's probably still our most prestigious and world-class player. He's only 31. So he does rely on a high-octane, explosive style of play and his engine. So I'm mindful not to be like, well, Kante's 31, Modric is 37. Look at Modric these last 3 years playing the best football of his life. And he's years older than Kante. We should hold on to Kante. Different kind of players, because Kante always did rely on his explosivity, and obviously he's had injuries. So there's always been this sort of bubbling concern, but then again there was last season, and then he dropped, 2 semi-final and a final Man of the Match award masterclass in the Champions League. So you've got to be very careful with Kante, but personally, I've maintained my position. I would like to keep Kante, even if Kante runs his contract down, and then if he has a good season, you just give him like a 12-month extension, and you roll on from there. And if he wants to go, then you let him go and get a signing on fee, because he's been like world class for Chelsea. If we do sell him, I get it, fine, it's in the plan, he'll make resources, but I'd be sad. Similarly with Jorginho, I think we could sell him and make money for him. And if I had to choose to keep one for rotation, I'd keep Kante, and that's not because I don't like Jorginho. I do like Jorginho. In fact, I really love his character, and if we lost him, I think we'd be losing such a great guy. Like, it's funny, like loads of people on social media and Chelsea Twitter give grief to either Jorginho or Mason Mount, or Kai Havertz and Mason Mount when they're all like really close friends. Like, I'm sure you guys watched on the Chelsea YouTube channel. There's that recent I forget what the series is called, but Mason Mount and Jorginho is on it. And they're clearly just such big characters, and they're really good friends, and they're really important figures in the dressing room. And Jorginho's, I've got an affection for him because he came to Chelsea. He had that great story arc where he got booed and the Sarri stuff, and then the Chelsea fans sung his name. And I really like how he learned English quite quickly and was just open and fun and bubbly in the dressing room. And listening to him now, he's not perfect English, but he's really confident with how he jokes around and has fun. And for me, I know that's not like a reason to keep a player, but he can be really good in certain elements of the game. He's really niche, he's really specialist, and he's probably the best at what he does when you're playing this like metronomic football. But I'm not sure Thomas Tuchel wants to go that way forwards. So I think maybe we might get more conventional CDM to screen the back four. But I do love Jorginho. It's important I say that. So, if you had like sure, Manny looks like he's off, but, a Bissouma or a Declan Rice or someone to really just sit there, and then a Kante in front of them. Think how resolute that would be. A conventional style shielding CDM with an N'Golo Kante sort of roaming in front of them. And then maybe if you've got a midfield free, a more creative type, whether it's like, you buy like a sort of creator, or you have Mount just sitting at the tip of a diamond or something, I don't know, whatever. But it's really, really interesting, certainly that. I mean, from now on, the sale is done, ladies and gentlemen, so we can be expecting a lot of transfer updates and stuff moving from this forward. Really, really interesting. I want to know what you guys think. Of course, keep it locked, because I will be following the stories of Jorginho and Kante. Of course, the centre-halves. Personally, I do expect Koundé to be signed very quickly now. And maybe another centre-back. And of course, we won't know until pre-season, until what's going on with the likes of Gallagher and Colville. Maybe even Billy Gilmore and Ampadu, etc. I do think an attacker's going to sign. Of course, we spoke about that on yesterday's video. Nkunku and stuff, whether it's going to be him, whether we're going to be able to sign Ousmane Dembele. I definitely will do some Dembele updates soon, because he might not be going to PSG now, and it looks like he's not going to extend with Barca. None of that's like definitive, but that does leave Chelsea looking like a good option. What do you think, friends? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Thank you for liking the video, commenting, and you're welcome to subscribe. I'll be back very soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.